Alright, so tonight Addie wants to read Jack and the Beanstalk. We read another version of Jack and the Beanstalk, but this is a different book. So it's a different Jack and the Beanstalk. Jack and the Beanstalk. Retold by Ronnie Randall, illustrated by Gavin Scott. Oh wow, that's going to be a long story. Okay. Once there was a boy named Jack who lived with his mother. They were very poor. They had to sell their cow to get money for food. As he was taking the cow to the market, Jack met an old man. "You won't get much money for such an old cow," he told Jack, "but I can give you something better than money for her. Magic beans." He held out his hand and showed Jack 5 speckled beans. Magic beans, Jack thought. They sound exciting. He gave the old man the cow and took the beans, thanking the man politely, and then he went home to his mother. Jack's mother was extremely cross. "Silly boy," she shouted. "Thanks to you, now we have no cow and no money." She threw the beans out of the window and sent Jack straight to bed. Addison, come listen to the story, please.
I need Doc.
Not right now. The next morning, Jack was astonished when he looked out of the window. A giant beanstalk had sprung up while he was sleeping, and it stretched up to the sky. Jack ran outside and began to climb the giant beanstalk. Up and up he went, higher and higher, till he reached the top. There he found a road, which led to a big house. Jack's tummy was rumbling with hunger, so he knocked on the large wooden door. I don't know why it's not clear. A giant woman answered. She looked kind, and Jack asked if she would give him some breakfast.
What out there?
"You will be breakfast if my husband finds you," she told Jack. "He is much bigger than me, and he eats children."
Is that Jack?
That is Jack.
And is that Mom?
That's the giant's wife.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Is that a giant?
That's the giant's wife. And Jack.
And that's what real?
Yeah. Can you come sit down so we can hear the story together?
What about I found my casket?
But Jack begged and pleaded, and at last the woman let him in. She gave him some bread and milk and hid him in a cupboard. Soon, Jack heard loud footsteps and felt the cupboard shake. The giant man was coming. Jack heard him roar. "Fee, fi, fo, fum.
Oh.
I smell the blood of an Englishman."
What that?
That's the giant. He smells Jack.
What that?
That's Jack's wife. "Don't be silly," or the giant's wife. I'm sorry, not Jack's wife. "Don't be silly," the giant's wife said. "You smell the sausages I've cooked for your breakfast. Now sit down and eat." Where's Jack hiding?
I don't know.
You don't see him anywhere? There he is. All right, let's see what happens in the story.
Wait a minute, him.
He smells him. Yes, he does.
Then
All right, let's see. What we got?
What about? Is that giant?
That's the giant. Yeah.
Is the giant? You know
After wolfing down 3 plates of sausages, the giant asked his wife to bring him his gold.
Is that giant?
Mm-hmm.
He was so hungry.
Mm-hmm. She brought him 2 big socks filled with gold coins, which the giant began to count, but he was sleepy after his breakfast and soon began to snore. Jack crept out of the cupboard and grabbed one of the socks. Then he rushed out of the house along the road, He rushed out of the house along the road and straight down the beanstalk.
Is that his nails?
That's the giant snails, yes. All right, let's see.
Wait a minute.
What's that?
A nail.
Is it a caterpillar?
Caterpillar.
He's climbing up the beanstalk. What's that?
Bumblebee.
A ladybug. Not a bumblebee. What color are bumblebees? What color did we say? Is a
Red.
bumblebee. A bumblebee is what color?
Red.
Yellow. Remember?
Yellow.
Yellow.
His name is Red.
All right.
Oh, what's that?
That is a snail.
Nail. Nail. Wait a minute.
That's Jack's mother.
Wait, that matter?
All right, let's see what they say. Jack's mother was overjoyed to see him, and she was even happier when she saw the gold. They lived well while the money lasted, but after a year, it had all been spent. Once again, Jack and his mother had nothing to eat. "Don't worry, Mother," said Jack. "I'll just go back up the beanstalk to the giant's house." Uh-oh. Let's see what it says where your hand is. And so he did. Just as before, Jack knocked on the door and begged the giant's wife for something to eat. All right, let's see. Hold on. "Go away," she told him. "The last time you were here, a sack of gold disappeared. My husband was really cross." But once again, Jack begged and pleaded, and at last she let him in. She gave him some bread and milk and hid him in the cupboard. Soon the giant stomped in, bellowing, "Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman." "Nonsense," said the giant's wife. "You smell the yummy soup I've made for your lunch." Peeping through a crack in the cupboard door, Jack saw the giant slurp down a big barrel full of soup and heard him tell his wife, "Bring me my hen."
Who is that? Who is that?
Who's what? That's the giant. You know who that is.
Did you see that finally off?
She put a fat red hen on the table, and the giant shouted, "Lay." To Jack's amazement, the hen laid a golden egg. Jack waited until the giant was asleep. Then he jumped out and snatched the hen. Fast as lightning, he dashed out of the house, along the road, and down the beanstalk.
Who's that? Who's that? Who's that?
That's the giant, babe.
Who's that?
I'm gonna read.
You have to listen to the story. Jack and his mother lived very well. Now I have a glare on the words. I can't win with this book. Jack and his mother lived very well on the money they made from the hen's golden eggs. But Jack wanted to climb the beanstalk one last time. He knew the giant's wife would not let him in again. So, when she wasn't looking, he sneaked into the house and crawled into the cupboard. But before long, the giant came crashing in. "Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman," he thundered. "You smell the steaks I've cooked for your dinner," his wife said. And she put a platter of thick, juicy steaks in front of him.
Oh, is that dying?
That's the giant. What's he eating?
I don't know.
Steaks.
Steaks?
Steaks for dinner.
Oh. I don't like snakes.
After gobbling up the steaks, not snakes.
Wait,
The
wait,
giant-
who's that?
That's the giant, babe. The
You're
giant
angry.
took out a golden harp and said, Sing. The harp played a gentle lullaby, and soon the giant was fast asleep. Jack sprang out, took the harp, and began to run.
Awake.
But the harp cried.
And then he awake.
Uh-oh, he woke up. Master, master! And the giant woke up with a roar. He leapt and ran after Jack. Oh, no.
And I ran after Jack.
He did. Holding the harp tightly, Jack ran for his life. As he scrambled down the beanstalk, he yelled, "Mother, mother, bring the axe!" Jack took the axe and started to chop down the beanstalk. The giant quickly climbed back up to the top before it snapped in two. That was the last time Jack saw him. With the hen and the harp, Jack and his mother were able to live happily ever after. And, hold on, can I finish reading the end? They were never hungry again. The end. That's it. See what they did? Yes, I see. Can you move your hand?
No more pages.
Nope, no more pages. You see what they did? They cut the beanstalk with the axe. And the giant went back up to his castle, to his house. And Jack and his mother stayed down in their little house with the chick and the harp. And what's that?
A butterfly.
No. And what's that?
A bird.
No.
A bird starts to poke.
So did you like that story?
I need.
All right.
Well, the end.
The end. Good night.
Oh.
Good night. The book is pokey. Why are you jumping on it? Good night. I love you. Good night. Oh, now she's damaged. Good night.
Good night.
Love you. Good night.
I love you. Good night.
I love you. Good night.